guys, I'm Layla. Welcome to Raid Lore Stories. Today's lore story is going to be for Ursuga Warcaller. Now, her lore story actually does link up with Vergamcar if you guys have not checked that story out as well. So I'm going to have both stories on my channel. And initially, she didn't have her own story. She was introduced in his. So it's going to be interesting how this one matches up. So let's check it out. After a long crusade, Baron Roderick, a particularly wealthy and corrupt bannerlord, decided to further expand his holdings by seizing a section of the Crocan Desert rumored to be rich with gold. In truth, it was only rich in dust, rocks, and scaled scudder crawlers, but Roderick was a proud man, and he persisted with his mining efforts. It was not long before those efforts drove Roderick to conflict with some of the Crocan's nomadic people. He barred the Adwala tribe from passing through the land he claimed as his own, which was traditionally part of their ancestral hunting grounds. Believing they may have known the location of the gold, he demanded they tell him where he could find it. When they insisted they knew nothing, he flew into a rage and ordered them slain. A short, brutal battle followed, with Roderick's knights falling on the nomads, slaying many and enslaving the survivors. Ursuga was among the latter. The child of the Adwalan chieftain, her mother concealed her identity before she died, knowing her daughter's high standing would make her a target for the Baron. Thinking that she was a mere serving girl, the daughter of the chieftain's cook, the Baron assigned her to work in his kitchen. Ursuga was clever for her age and successfully concealed her identity. She grew up into a stout, strong woman, seemingly loyal to Roderick, though in reality she harbored a burning desire to avenge her family and her people. With time, she became head cook to the Baron, and she resisted the urge to use her high standing to her advantage. Poisoning Roderick would not give her the same personal gratification as physically landing a killing blow, and make her too obvious the culprit. But also, she did not intend to merely take vengeance for the Adwala. Ursuga intended to survive for them too and carry on their legacy. Her chance for vengeance and freedom eventually came when Roderick grew bored of Crocan and set his sights on the Sar Lakes for Peltas. He took an expedition to that inhospitable realm, bringing Ursuga with him. Roderick's expedition quickly encountered fierce opposition. When he discovered an ancient half-ruined temple, he roused its lizardmen guardians to action. A ferocious battle ensued, and the wayward bannerlord discovered the reptilian warriors were a harder prospect than an unsuspecting caravan of desert nomads. In the midst of the fierce fighting, Roderick battled hulking scaled beasts at the temple's heart, striving to gain access to the relics he believed lay behind. It seemed that the Baron was on the cusp of triumphing when Ursuga approached him from behind and struck him a ringing blow on the helm with a massive gold-plated dinner dish he insisted she bring for them. Stunned, Roderick could do little when the roaring Ursuga then took up one of the great drinking horns he had also commanded be brought and punched its sharp tip through his throat. As Ursuga's cry of victory, one she had waited so long to utter, echoed through the embattled temple, she found herself staring into the yellow eyes of the hulking lizard beast Roderick had been fighting. It made no aggressive moves towards her, seeming to appreciate that something momentous had just occurred, and Ursuga had no quarrel with it. If anything, something about its expression toward Ursuga it believed it owed its life to her. As the lizardmen slew the last of Roderick's warriors, the creature warded them off from harming Ursuga, and she realized that it was a being as sentient as intelligent as her. The lizardman agreed to let her depart, and to her surprise, the creature followed her. The lizardman called Vergamcar and claimed it intended its honor debt to her, and that she would in turn show it all respect. From that day forth, Ursuga had a loyal companion. Reforging Roderick's platter into a great golden shield, she had set out to find and free the scattered remnants of her old tribe who were sold into slavery. In doing so, she embarked on a lifetime of adventure across Teleria and stories of the mighty women accompanied by an equally mighty beast. Both draped in the treasures won during their escapades have become legend. Ursuga periodically returns to the Crocan Desert, Vergamcar by her side. If she finds the nomad tribes were beset by enemies of any kind, she rallies them and leads them into battle. To the people of the desert, she is therefore not only a great adventurer, but a legendary defender of freedom and liberty. Woe betide any enemy of the Crocan people when the cry of the Warcaller goes out and the tribes rally behind her. Okay, so I like what they did with Ursuga here. Like I had mentioned before, she didn't technically have her own story. Her story was in Vergamcar's story. So I like what they did here with her. Guys, drop me some comments down below what you think for the lore story for Ursuga, and thank you so much for watching.